MONAT is a hair care brand from America that has just recently come to Germany. And what does it stand for? It's based on the words modern nature. As the name already suggests, it's truly a nature-based hair care line that also incorporates the latest in biotechnology. So that means for anyone who has experience with natural hair care, like me, for example, or as we just mentioned, it's really the case that here on the European market, there isn't much natural cosmetics that actually deliver results. I mean, products that are truly effective and deliver amazing performance or really bring out beautiful hair, or maybe even some special products or similar things that are included as well. You just don't have that here. That's really something that's missing. And here we finally have a hair care product that really, I would say, delivers the kind of results you might get from salon cosmetics, where you come home and think, wow, this looks absolutely amazing. Plus, it's truly nature-based. And I think that's honestly really brilliant, especially for people who pay attention to what kind of products they use. Yes, exactly. As I just mentioned, it's brand new on the German market as of April 1st. It was freshly launched here in Germany. And so it's truly a unique opportunity, especially for those who are familiar with network marketing or are interested in it. This is a huge moment. It's actually like a kind of Bitcoin moment we're experiencing right now because you have a completely new company that's just skyrocketing. The demand is absolutely incredible. People who try it for the first time usually notice right away. They notice the change in their hair really quickly and are super satisfied. This stuff is practically flying off the shelves, and I can absolutely confirm that from my own experience. I wasn't specifically looking for a new hair care product, but I saw it, saw the before and after pictures, and just thought, okay, I have to try it, and what can I say? I got hooked, as you can see. Exactly. What makes MONAT so special? Well, as I said, it's the #1 hair care brand from America. It's a family-owned business. It's been on the market in America for 10 years already, and by now it's present in many other countries as well. The European market is only just now being developed, so it's very new here. And yes, you have an absolutely brilliant compensation plan here, with really up to 10 different sources of income. You can earn up to 45% retail commission. MONAT has even produced 110 shampoo millionaires already, and there are also 3 million customers worldwide. Exactly. New markets are being opened regularly. This year, as I mentioned, Germany and Belgium have just launched. Austria will be added in October, and at the beginning of next year, Italy is also expected to join. So here too, you can see there's steady growth. These are already the countries that have all been launched. That means, of course, it's interesting for you as well. If you already have contacts or something similar there, that's a huge bonus for you. Mexico and Colombia are the 2 countries currently open for customers, but not yet for partners. But that will also be coming soon. So here as well, we have huge potential that still needs to be tapped into. Exactly. And what is special about the products? So it's not just hair care, there's also skincare and decorative cosmetics. We'll be getting the skincare products here gradually, bit by bit, but at the moment we mainly have the hair care line. And now also brand new as of 2 weeks ago. Just recently, we've also received a portion of the decorative cosmetics made available here. So we're experiencing a growing process here. And yes, what makes it special? It's truly nature-based. They are absolute pioneers in what they do here. And the important thing is that the focus is on the scalp. Because when it comes to hair care on our market, whether it's from the drugstore, whether it's natural or not, the focus is always on the outer hair first. That means you try to care for and work with the hair that's already grown out in some way. But where does it actually originate? It originates in the hair root. And of course, we want to have healthy, strong hair for ourselves. And accordingly, we should start exactly where the hair root is, namely at the scalp. And what's special here is that MONAT has developed products that are specifically and exclusively applied to the scalp, like serums and oils. With these, you can specifically reactivate and stimulate the hair roots and really supply them with intensive nutrients. Because just as you treat yourself from the inside with dietary supplements, here you also have your supplement from the outside. At the same time, the company places extremely high value on ensuring that these are truly safe products. All of them have been thoroughly tested to ensure they are non-toxic, nature-based, and clinically tested. So truly clean ingredients. And what's also very special is that these are high-performance active ingredient concentrates. So here you really have 80% active ingredient, 20% water. Unlike cosmetics from the drugstore, where you have 20% active ingredient and 80% water. And what's special about the water here is that it's actually reverse osmosis water. Anyone who knows a bit about this will know it's really, really intense. Purified water, so clean water. And that also enhances the absorption of the active ingredients, meaning the transport of the active ingredients, because you don't have any impurities like lime, harmful substances, or anything like that, which would otherwise block the water. Instead, it's truly completely clean. And with that, you get a real booster effect on all the products. Additionally, it's vegan and certified by Lieb Dye Bank. Exactly. So here we have a few before and after examples, just so you can see. There will be more to come. These are just the pictures you see here from America, and you can already clearly see the before and after. Extreme volume, guys. When you see that, you think, can that really be real? But it actually is. At first, I also thought those had to be extensions, but in fact, they are definitely not extensions. But you have to mention, the girls who have hair like that have been using the products for 2 or 3 years already. So you don't get that kind of hair length and fullness overnight. Don't be surprised the ringing is in the video. Exactly, but it's definitely doable. So it's really for people who say, I want hair growth. And you can really see it in the pictures that in every case, it's just beautiful. Oh, healthy, shiny hair. You have so many before and after examples here. We've already seen so many just within our own group. And what I also find really, really great, does anyone here know about alopecia by any chance, that extreme hair loss? With that, you really can't do much, can you? With conventional standard medical approaches, there's actually nothing you can do. And even here, we've already had some truly amazing results with hair simply growing back. No one can really explain how that's possible either. You never have a guarantee, that's obvious. But you do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. That means you can really just try the whole thing out first. Test it thoroughly for 30 days and see if anything happens. How does it feel? To see if it even suits you at all? Exactly. By now, we actually have a lot of hairdressers with us as well. They're part of the team, have convinced themselves and said it's really insanely awesome. And their clients were also able to notice the difference right away. Especially with hair care at a salon, it's something else because they really know what they're doing. That means you usually see a before and after difference there as well. And even they were totally blown away by what this whole thing delivers. Here we also have various results again, basically in the before and after area where you can really see the curls. So you get much, much more defined curls, a lot more shine in the hair, much more softness, less hair breakage, less split ends. You can really do an incredible amount, even right after bleaching. For example, you can repair it, but not just that. We also already talked about the topic of psoriasis, whether it's psoriasis or even neurodermatitis. Here we work directly with the skin. That means even when there are symptoms, of course, we can't cure the disease. That's clear, because it's always something that comes from within. But we can significantly alleviate the external symptoms. And we've already had some really amazing results. We've seen before and after effects, especially thanks to the Ryovenic oil. The Ryovenic oil is the company's liquid gold. It's actually made from 13 of the highest quality oils, like argan oil, meadowfoam seed oil, and so on, plus essential oils. And you basically apply it directly to your scalp, for example. You can also use it on many other areas. And when there are really, let's call them spots, where the skin is especially sensitive, you can actually watch as after just 1 or 2 applications, even these spots start to recede and become soothed more and more. Honestly, it's incredible. It's truly amazing what is possible here. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And here too, for example, we've received feedback, especially when it comes to the topic of psoriasis. With the Scalp Comfort line, where the peeling, for example, is also brilliant, really great for dealing with dandruff and so on. And I think it's a huge added value, especially if you have scalp issues like itching or similar problems, that you can get immediate relief. So what I also want to mention again, well, here you can also see before and after with the dandruff. Here you can see directly what happens regarding hair loss, what already becomes apparent in the first few weeks. And then, of course, all these hair transformations as well. Here you can simply see the ingredients. So we have an incredible variety of different plant-based ingredients. There are also things like vinegar included. We also have a pure vinegar line for people who are really, really sensitive, or for those who have issues with their scalp, for example, with a very oily scalp or similar, because it really helps to balance things out nicely. This is also a great line for children because they simply don't need much yet, and it's such a clean line. You don't need hair growth or anything like that here. Exactly, what should be highlighted again is the caprylyl, which you can also see here. That's the red algae. For example, it's super activating for the hair roots, especially when it comes to hair growth. Exactly, to really stimulate things nicely again here. You also find this in many shampoos as well. There's also a natural UV protection, which, for example, is incorporated into the detangler, and so on and so forth. If you're interested in the topic of ingredients, feel free to reach out to the partner. The partner will also be happy to send you the list if you're interested. Exactly. Otherwise, I'd like to walk you through some of the most important product lines. I'm not going to introduce everything, but just what's really the most important. The main thing above all is the IELTS clinical line. That's also the line I started with because it's the one that really gives you nice, thick, full hair. Here, we're talking about when it comes to hair loss or hair thickness. That means if you have very fine, thin hair, or if you want to stimulate hair growth again, no matter whether you're already experiencing hair loss or your hair is just very, very thin and fine or has simply gotten thinner over time, you can really work with all aspects here. It also actually protects your hair color in the long term and repairs even at the ends, so it also supports growth. The costume serum that's included here, which you apply directly to the scalp, is not only suitable for the scalp, but actually also for the ends of your hair to help prevent breakage there as well. Exactly, then we have the Relief Volume series. This is basically for people who say, I already have enough hair, but I would like to add more to it. To get more overall volume, more fullness, and at the same time, more shine. This is exactly the right place for you. There is always a shampoo and a conditioner, and here there is also a volumizing spray. This is something that you simply spray onto your roots a little after washing your hair, and then you can style your hair as usual, and you'll get really beautiful volume as a result. You have two different moisture lines. One is the Advanced line, and the other is the Renew line. That one is coming up in a moment. Why two? Because a clear distinction is made between fine hair and thick hair. That's because the two types of hair need completely different things. Anyone with fine hair knows that nothing should weigh the hair down, otherwise you end up with flat hair right away. And anyone with thick hair knows that it can often be a bit bristly and hard to style. That means here we really need smoothness and softness, and the whole thing can be a bit richer. In terms of active ingredients, so in the Advanced series we work with fine hair. Here especially, there's a high concentration of hyaluronic acid included because it doesn't weigh the hair down at all. And it's a huge moisture binder. That means it really acts like a booster, bringing plenty of moisture back into your hair. At the same time, it also naturally binds moisture from the environment. So you need to be a bit careful here. If you have fine hair and, for example, you're going on vacation to Bali or somewhere similarly warm and humid, I wouldn't recommend taking this series with you because the humidity in the air will also be absorbed by the hair due to this moisture binding effect. And then it can simply happen that the hair swells up. That's not what we want. In that case, I would switch to something else for that period, to a different line. As I mentioned earlier, the Renew line is basically the line for thick hair. Here we simply have a bit more care included. This also contains the Reovenic, which I mentioned earlier. This high quality oil is directly incorporated as well. Caprylyl is also included here again. Here we simply ensure the hair is thoroughly moisturized, but at the same time we also provide smoothness, manageability and softness. So you really get a beautiful shine as well. What I find really amazing is the Replenish mask. That's my favorite mask because it's truly a wonderful quick beauty mask. Exactly, with that you really get a moisture boost, shine and softness. So it's like a nutrient bomb, especially when you notice your lengths really need it. If your hair is dry, you can definitely use a mask like this once a week. And then we also have the Bond line. This is the damage repair line, meaning it's for everyone who really struggles with hair breakage and split ends, especially from coloring or bleaching hair, because that makes the hair absolutely inelastic. Bleaching really makes hair very porous and stubborn, which often leads to it eventually breaking. And here, with these bond lines, including the mask, we really address that, restoring elasticity to the hair. So that means we really repair existing hair damage from the ground up, but also we truly restore this elasticity and softness so that hair breakage doesn't happen in the long term. And you usually notice a difference after just the first 1 or 2 washes that something is definitely changing. The line is now a bit richer and tends to be more suitable for slightly thicker hair. But now something completely new is coming. A new Bond IQ line is coming to the market, which is also absolutely perfect for fine hair. You'll hear more about that in the future. Exactly. What I also want to quickly share with you is that there are 2 other very important areas. One of them is the scalp comfort line. The scalp comfort line, since we've already mentioned it, is for the scalp. For anyone who really has issues with things like itching, dandruff, or similar problems, this line actually contains lactic acid bacteria to help rebalance the microbiome, which I find super, super important and relevant. And then there's also a scalp peeling. I don't know if any of you have ever done a peeling before on your scalp. Most people actually haven't. I didn't know about it at all before either. It's a huge booster because in this peeling, you not only have exfoliating particles, but you also have mild fruit acids included at the same time. And especially for those people who are switching up their hair care routine, maybe from a drugstore brand. To MONAT, this peeling is an extra booster to massively speed up the detox process, to really get everything off. At the same time, it also really helps to promote absorption so that the active ingredients can penetrate more quickly. That means basically it's beneficial for everyone because it simply enhances absorption. And with this massage effect, you also further activate the hair roots. And of course, this also stimulates blood circulation and further promotes growth. So basically, it's always a really nice booster product. Exactly. So now, what's really important for you? What options are there to expand on all of this? Of course, you can simply be a regular retail customer. You can purchase the products for yourself in the usual way. But there's also the option of becoming a VIP customer. What does that mean? As a VIP customer, you get a 15% discount on all orders right from the start. You always order with free shipping, and depending on the size of your order, you get an additional percentage discount in your cart, ranging from 15 to 25%. And you have regularly, there are also things like flash sales where you can get products at an absolutely special price, which I think is really awesome. Then you have VIP bonus points. You earn VIP bonus points with every order, you collect them, and you can redeem them at any time. For vouchers, basically as credit that you can use to shop again. And you also get a hoodie for your birthday. What else do you get? You get a flex chip. This flex chip is basically not really a subscription, but rather a flexible reordering option. So you can set a specific day and just add something to your cart. That way you also get all these goodies. If you need to order something earlier, you can simply move it up. If you realize you don't need anything, you can just push it back further. No matter what date you've set for this flex chip, you'll always get an email a week in advance to remind you. You'll be reminded that it's coming up, and your sponsor will of course get the notification as well. So that means the person in question would also get a notification that it's coming up, and then you usually get in touch again, talk to each other like, hey, do you need anything? Is there anything to upgrade? Would you like to add a product or anything like that? And if you realize you don't need anything at the moment, you just push the whole thing back again. But as a VIP customer with this flagship, you also get a free product with your second, third, and fourth order. That means each time you can choose from 2 products, and they're really awesome. Products like the scalp scrub or the bio-winning oil. So you can basically pick something out for yourself and you get it added to your order for free. And I think that's really brilliant. And for those who of course say, hey, network marketing, I can totally see myself doing that, earning money. And I can also imagine doing it with really awesome products. Then of course you can also join as a market partner. Here you get a 30% discount on the products right from the start. And here too, of course, depending on your shopping cart. Depending on how much you order, you get these 15 to 25%. Here you get a 45% direct commission on your sales. And yes, you also have the opportunity to build a team here. You have a total of 10 different sources of income. We'll talk about those in a moment. Not all of them in detail, but I'll go over the most important ones so you can get an idea of what that's like. And of course, you have really, really great opportunities here, like going on various trips or even getting yourself a car through the company, depending on your level. And of course, we have all kinds of training materials. Naturally, we have an amazing team in the background that supports each other and helps one another along the way. Exactly, everything is included, from like energy healers to hairdressers. So everything is covered. Because I would say in the area of personal development, you have the most amazing components here, calls of any kind. Honestly, I haven't experienced anything like this anywhere else. Exactly. And so you can get an idea of what you can actually earn with this. In network marketing, there are different ranks. So with what you do, you basically achieve different ranks. The rank you start with is automatically the market partner. What do you get from that? That's about, let's say, a little pocket money per year. But for that, you really don't have to do much yet. Anything? When you start to take some action and simply bring people along, inform them. And if they're interested and want to get started too, then you'll reach the managing market partner or MMP very, very quickly. For those ranks that have a little asterisk here, I'll show you in a moment what you need for them. Exactly, and with the MMP, you still don't have to put in a huge amount of energy, but you can easily earn, let's say, just under $2,000 a year as extra income. It still says dollars here. Why is that? We haven't even been in Germany for a full year yet. We've only just started, so we don't have any average values yet. But roughly converted, you can basically count on similar numbers for us. Yeah, I think that's really awesome. Earning around 2,000 euros a year, that's already a great vacation you can treat yourself to on top, just as a side thing. It gets interesting, as I said, when you reach managing market builder. That's when you get into a range where you actually start building a small team. And here you can quickly have 10,000 or 11,000 euros a year. On top of that, the most important rank for us, or the one most people are really aiming for right now, is market mentor. Here you can also see how much you can earn per year with it. And I have to say, many people earn that much in their regular jobs. Often they don't. So that means even with this, you already have a very, very solid foundation, and there's a lot more to come. What exactly, I'll explain to you in just a moment. Exactly, when you join as a newcomer, there are, in addition to the bonuses you already earn on all your sales and similar things, you also get rank bonuses. That means within the first full 5 months, that is 6 months including the month you joined, you receive additional compensation for your ranks. And specifically, you can achieve the first 4 ranks within 3 months, and you basically get rewarded for that. For the first rank, you get 22 euros the first time. For the second rank, it's already 135. The same for the fourth, and for the fifth, it's a 180. So if you manage to complete this cycle in, say, your first, second, or whichever month, and then manage to do it again in 1 or 2 months, depending, you'll receive different amounts. The rewards increase. And with the third cycle, it increases again. And if you manage to complete these 3 cycles within those, let's say, 5 months, and I can tell you it's doable. I managed to do it myself, so it's really not that hard. I don't have a huge following or anything like that. It's actually pretty easy to achieve. Just for reaching these ranks alone, you can earn almost 2,000 euros. Plus, and I say once you reach this level, you're already starting to build a small team. If your team is also active and motivated to get started, and they achieve these ranks, then you also receive a bonus for your team for reaching these ranks. Exactly. So now let's take a look at what you actually need to do to get there. The MMP, as I said, is the second rank. You can actually achieve that really, really quickly. For example, if you start with your partner package and immediately get 2 hairdressers involved and say, hey guys, I've discovered something really awesome here. Are you interested too? A lot of people have actually done that with us. Then, if they also join with their package and, for example, take the big package, you get your MMP right away without a huge amount of effort. You're already at the second rank, you get your direct commission on your partners, plus of course the rank bonus and so on and so forth. Exactly, that's just for the first row for now. The second rank we talked about is the MMB, which is basically already the 5th. What do you need for that? As you can see, if you had directly under you, so the green person is you, you would have right under you 4 partners, 4 direct partners. That's really all there is to it. And here, you've basically already achieved your MMP. With 2 partners, and if 2 of your partners become active and also achieve this MMP. Yes, so this second rank, is that clear so far? nod, give a thumbs up, something like that. Yes, exactly. So it's really not hard. In the end, you just show what you did to two other people really easily, and then you're basically already there with a few customers included. That's really all there is to it. You don't need 2,000 people around you. You just need the right people to get started with, people who are motivated, and in the end, it's just a handful. So, and the market mentor, that's the rank where things get serious, which I'll explain to you in a moment with the founder bonus. What do you need for that? If we take a look at the diagram now, it's still you, still the 4 partners. No new partners have joined yet. And out of these 4 partners, 2 are still active. And these 2 active ones, they're no longer reaching for the MMP, which is the second rank, but instead they're going for the MMB, the one you previously achieved with your 2 active partners. Does that still make sense? Exactly. So it's simply the duplication of showing other people what you've achieved, how it works, and you basically pass that on to others. That's it. Exactly. And what can you achieve with the Market Mentor? The Market Mentor is so special because here you have the chance, if you start in the first year, to qualify for the European Founders Pool. That means you get a share of the revenue from the entire European market. This European market is still very, very small right now. That means at the moment we have a revenue share of about 1,500 to 2,000 euros per quarter. But you also get this if you have a revenue share every quarter in addition to your bonuses. In America, it's already $15,000. And we are continuously growing. So it's not so unlikely that we'll get there as well. And that's in addition to the other bonuses. Per quarter, I think that's pretty good. I don't know if that motivates you, but it definitely motivated me. Additionally, of course, you also have the chance to join the motor club, meaning you can actually earn your own car. Exactly. As I already mentioned, there are all kinds of travel opportunities, incentives, and really awesome events you can attend, sometimes for new product launches or similar occasions when something new is being introduced. And of course, as I said, there's also the chance to get your own car. There are already some people on our team who have actually achieved that. So several people on our team have already reached Market Mentor status. And yes, several people on the team have already secured the car as well. Exactly. I've basically already explained the European Founders Pool. What do you need for that? You need to join right in the first year, because only if you join within the first year after the launch, that is from April, you have 1 year to get started. And then within this first year, you have 12 months from your entry date. From your start, you have time to achieve Market Mentor within those 12 months. And I think that's a huge deal because you can easily do it. Most people here have actually managed it after just 4 months. Yes, there were already quite a few who had achieved it by then. Exactly. I'm also basically just about to reach it myself, so it's definitely doable. And for me, this is now my 4th month as well. Yes, exactly. Of course, what you need is to keep confirming this rank, not always, but regularly. If you don't confirm it for a longer period of time, basically nothing happens at first, except that you won't receive the quarterly payment for that quarter. But if you confirm it again, you'll receive it again as well. That means once you've qualified, you're also included in this European Founders Pool yourself. Exactly. Yes. And how can you basically get started as a partner with your product package? You don't have any additional fees, no extra purchases you need to make at this point. In fact, you even have a 30-day money-back guarantee. As I said, you can put the whole thing to the test thoroughly. As I said, training is all available. There's a huge, brilliant, awesome, very, very successful team.